Chat Trap. Today we have father-daughter duo all the way from Nagpur, one of the leading architects and proud owner of VK Associates. Warm welcome to you, sir.
You're welcome.
Warm welcome to you, Priyanka. How are you both doing today?
Yeah, fine. We are enjoying the chill of Delhi.
Let's get into the chat trap, sir. So my first question to you, if not architecture, what other profession could have been an interest for you?
See, basically, when I got educated and graduated from Nagpur, Nagpur's architecture college is known to be one of the oldest. At that time, there were only 17 architecture colleges in all over India, and Nagpur was one of the oldest one. So when I got graduated from VRC then and now VNIT, it was in 1978. But my family business, my father was a very big contractor, and he did a lot of powerhouses, ordnance factories. And my motto to do architecture BRs was just to help him in construction business. Entered into the construction business for about 2 to 3 years. Then I thought that I am wasting my time doing this construction. I must also start as a practicing architect. And destiny had something different for me. Belong to the family of contractors and not architects. There are certain architects practicing in Nagpur who had architecture background, but I never had it. So if I was not an architect, I would have been a contractor, and I would have been doing some power plant or maybe some construction activity. It was really tough to establish oneself as an architect, and that too without background. Nagpur is a small place, and at that time when I started practicing, there were only about 15 or 20 architects practicing. So I just got initially, I started reaching people and saying that एक काम तो कराइए, फीस वीस देख लेंगे. आई एम फ्रॉम ए गुड फैमिली, आई डोंट नीड दैट पैसा मिलेगा तो काम करूँगा वाला चक्कर. एंड आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग. एंड वंस पीपल सॉ माई आर्किटेक्चरल कॉम्पिटेंस, दे सॉ माई आर्किटेक्चरल वर्क, दे स्टार्टेड कॉलिंग मी कि लेट्स कम, बिकॉज in every generation gap, there is a generation gap. Yesterday somebody else was there, then I was there, then maybe new generation taking up from me. So it's there. So there is a transition stage. And people started appreciating my way of architecture because I believed more in massing of the building, creating composition, and making foolproof architecture, including planning, elevations, 3D modeling and everything.
Wow.
And I think I was one person in Nagpur who started computerization in office. I made my office as a corporate culture. We had in peak around 80 architects working in my office. So it was one of the largest and the biggest company in Central India. So that is the way I traveled my journey from nothing, I mean no architecture, to a leading architect in town. Yeah.
So, sir, as you just mentioned that it was a tough phase when you started. So we would love to know about the struggles you faced during the journey.
See, struggle is something like the most of the people who struggle means they don't get money out of fees, because it's all professional fees which makes the mayor go. I mean, the money makes the mayor go. But at that time, I was least concerned about it. I was just saying people, आप काम कराइए, बस don't think of money. And if you are happy, you pay me whatever you want. I started preparing drawing for 1,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees. Today, I am the person who is even claiming 5 crore rupees fees from a person.
Wonderful.
So that is the way. I think the young generation should learn this, because being after money doesn't make sense in profession. आपने सुना होगा शायद किरण खेर ने भी जो अल्लाह के बंदे गाना गाया था, that was the song he sung for only 10,000 rupees.
10,000 rupees.
Then he rose to the height.
And the
But
song
yeah,
received so much
and with this Vishal Dadlani, that he gave him the offer कि आप एक गाना मेरे लिए गाइए अल्लाह के बंदे. That made him popular. See, it is something like that. Till such time people know about your ability and creativity, they will not come to you. So that is there.
So now let's get into the projects.
Yeah.
Talking about all the magnum projects which you guys have delivered, we cannot forget talking about Enrico Heights, and then there is Urbane Woods. So we would like you to throw some more light on your projects.
See, Urbane Wood was a small township project. See, there is always a destiny and there is always one's luck behind. I am the person in Nagpur who has never been typed for a particular type of a building. I have done the smallest house for slum rehabilitation and I have done the costliest house in Nagpur. Recently, we made an apartment scheme which is Enrico Heights,
Right.
in which Nitin Gadkari has taken an apartment from us, approximately 25,000 square feet. We have sold him 4 duplexes. So we have done that. We have done hospitals, we have done schools, we have done multiplexes, malls, we have done shopping centers, everything, all kind of project you name in
Covered all the
architecture,
segments.
and I have done everything.
You've
Everything
covered
I have
all the
done.
segments.
Yeah.
Priyanka, would you like to tell us more about Enrico Heights?
Yeah, actually, it's a very prime project. Yeah.
Such a magnet project.
And I would like to highlight few things that for sustainability also we have taken that into concern while designing the building.
Right.
So for things like whatever material we are using, the finishing that we are giving, everything all together. So we have tried to give it more sustainable materials in that project. So that's what, and we have also an IGBC rating for that particular project.
Sure.
Yeah.
So as she mentioned just about sustainability, so we have seen your work in almost all the segments as we were just talking, malls, hospitality, educational, corporate parks. Any advices would you like to give to the young generation and the aspiring architects out there?
See, basically, sustainability is something like how to live into urban jungle with how you cannot disturb the environment and maintain that harmonious environment. That is what is sustainability. I happened to visit Japan, Osaka. There was one factory of National Panasonic which used to manufacture tape recorders. Yeah, it was known as a Fujisawa town in Japan. That was 25 acres of township. It was converted into Fujisawa Sustainable Small Township. And I happened to visit in its inauguration. What they have done, I could see each and everything because I have been shown there how they are maintaining it, like how they produce energy, like they have solar panels, they have biogas plants. Then how do they save the energy or store the energy, and how do they conserve the energy, and how do they utilize everything. And Japan is known to be for earthquake zones. So they have created such a step that for 3 days, if they do not get a corporation water, if they don't get electricity, still they can survive. So that was the way they have designed it. That went into my mind. In 2014, I saw it. And then when I started creating this Enrico Heights and Urbane Woods, the small township of around 60 acres, I implemented all those rules. Both this apartment scheme and that township, they are zero discharge and they are as per IGBC norm. We are trying to conserve energy, we are trying to store energy, we are trying to do everything which can help that the building is fully sustainable. That is the way we are doing now. And we have, yeah.
That's an amazing initiative.
Even when there was not mandatory, we started recycling water. Then we have solid waste disposal scheme, we have incinerators, we have vermiculture, everything we have been doing there. All we are following IGBC norms, and our township is rated to be 66. It's a platinum rating.
That can only come to a mind of such an experienced individual. When he traveled to Japan, he carried those thought process and then he implemented into his project. Priyanka, my next question to you. What is the USP of VK Associates?
See, right from the planning stage, see, we start developing a concept, whatever design, no matter how small or big it is. So we make a concept, how it has to be designed.
Right.
Then comes the form, and then the function. So all these 3 things we take into consideration and then we design accordingly. It is nothing like we just make it and it doesn't have a use.
Right.
It's not like that. So these 3 things we keep into mind and then we start designing it. So that's how it turns out to be a good building in terms of functionality And of course, it looks beautiful because we give a lot of attention to the form
Lot of
and the
attention,
elevation of the
minute
building.
details.
Yes,
Any
yes.
signature style?
Signature style. So
Yeah,
I would say
I would like to comment on this.
Yes, please.
That because I have never been typed for something. Like that initially it used to be said that Amitabh Bachchan used to be an angry young man. That was his, he was typed for it.
Right.
Then there were certain people who were known for sorrows. Dilip Kumar was known for, he is doing all sorrowful movies. So that is the people. I have never got myself typed. That was my USP in my profession.
Right.
All my buildings are standalone and they are all different.
All
The reason being, I always give opportunity to my young talents in my office. I give them, you have full liberty to design it. And then I start refining it. Because see, whenever there is a young blood, they have some new ideas. They see so many things. They are
play with
they
the
are
new
more
materials
open to,
also.
They are more open to new things as compared to the old generation. So I just try to get them and they become my teachers.
Wow.
Ki, sir, why not to do like this? She is the one who said, Papa, aapka ye theek nahi hai. You just
I think
change
you
it.
should do this.
Yes,
We should
you
keep-
do it. And I accept it. I don't behave arrogantly and say, who are you to teach me? No. Because I am open to learning. Because I still remember the Indira Nuyi's statement that you should always be a student in your life. You should always have that enthusiasm to learn things.
Learn new things.
Then if you are open to learn why sky is blue, why water in the ocean looks green. See, if you have all those questions, you are always open to learning.
Open to learning.
And that is what is the creativity in architecture.
So on this note, talking about your legacy, which you're passing to the next generation, like you worked so hard in your life and you have actually built an empire. Any Guru Mantra for Priyanka?
That is already
A lot of years will be summarized together to tell
At the same time, I am learning from them. Not only Priyanka, we have a lot of staff in our office who are just trying to, because she has to take my charge. But at the same time, also teaching them. You also try to learn from them. Because see,
No, I do the same with the people who I am working, who are my juniors. Sometimes I just tell them, you design according to yourself.
Right.
You give me some idea, you should use your
So Priyanka,
talent.
you
It's
always
not-
wanted to be where your dad is, or it was like, okay, because it's the family legacy, so let me
No,
just...
I actually always wanted to be an architect only.
Wonderful.
Because I have seen him.
So that was your
And I
passion,
wanted
which
to be-
was
to
there.
become an
nothing.
architect was my destiny. I never planned to become an architect. And for this, I received an award, Man of the Year, in 2007 from a Destiny organization. At that time, there was a movie called Three Idiots, in which he taught that everybody is not supposed to be an engineer or doctor.
Right.
And at that time, there's a VNIT, there was a dean, Mr. Patel. He invited me to have a talk there. He said, whether Mr. Khare, you are on the top of your profession in architecture,
Right.
did you want to become an architect? No, I never wanted. It was my destiny. I started working into a fabrication unit and I became an architect. Then why it has happened? So because I have been working hard on my project. Whatever you do, you should have focus on it.
Right.
And that creativity comes out of it.
With time and the
there are a lot
journey.
of architects and interior designers who are not educated as an architect, interior designers. They come into profession, like Zareen Khan is there. She worked with me in one of the projects. That wife of this Ritik Roshan. She worked with in one of my projects along with me for Signia Skies in Nagpur. That was a Suntec Piramal group. So she worked with me there. And she is not a graduate architect, but she has a good taste. She understands what to keep where,
Right.
how to select a color.
Wonderful.
Like you realize by seeing a person that he is so nicely dressed.
Right.
He understands color code. And
Absolutely.
sometimes you say, "Arey, kya pehen ke aa gaya? What is this nonsense?" So that is the thing is there. So it's, I mean, in my profession, I am always learning. And still I am learning, and I have one of the largest library. It is even bigger than what the VNIT has or other engineering college or architecture college have with them. It's one of the biggest library in my town.
Wonderful, sir.
My own
He's
library.
still into a
Good to
lot
know
of
that.
reading at this age too.
Yeah. I still keep on.
And he remembers everything. He will
That's
say,
amazing.
that book in the library, you refer to that portion. You will, get an
Bunch of
idea of how
knowledge,
it is.
absolutely. So Priyanka, what great learnings you have taken from your dad in terms of architecture and designing?
So there are a lot of learnings, out of which, one thing he always tells me, there is how a building should be designed and there is how a building which it should not be designed. So both the things you should know. If you really want to make something perfect, these two things you should take into mind.
It's very important.
Yeah, very important.
Okay, so now my next question is going to be, you guys have to be very honest answering the next questions. What are those situations wherein you both get into disagreements? Because it's very natural. You both are working into the same, organization, and you both are into the same field. And I'm sure there are a lot of time where there is a difference in perception,
Yes.
different in decisions. So what are those situations, if you would like to, both of you would like to share any incidents or any particular situation?
There was a very, very recent incident. I was designing a school, an international school coming up at Nagpur.
Mhm.
That client in the age of, say, around 60 plus age, of my age, and I understand that after a particular age, nobody wants to modify their habits. They don't want to change it. They become so rigid and so practical that they want the things in that way only. I asked that you design as you want and sell your idea to that person. I gave her the full freedom.
All right.
She did very good art, very good composition, everything was done. But that fellow, he was not agreeing because he designed the classroom in a circular form. She
Right.
did so many things which was different than what schools have been.
Very
Yeah.
unconventional.
What
You
we
would
can
have
do
put
it
in a
now.
lot of new things or
Yeah.
maybe innovative
New
things.
But,
right.
but he was not agreeing to it. So I thought, you wait, I will handle this person.
All right. So
And I
was
will
it a
teach you
successful deal?
How to do that. How to do and how not to do, both are the things to be learned by everybody.
Absolutely.
So what I did was, I said कि हमने ये जो किया हुआ है, this was our perception, this is how we designed it. And I started arguing with him. Okay, shall I change it to this way? Okay, shall I change it this way? And I prepared 3-4 alternatives. And what I have learned in my profession is, if you cannot convince somebody, confuse him.
That's actually true.
And once you get him confused, then he tries to understand whatever he is saying, whether it is correct.
That's
or not.
correct.
And then he leaves everything. Sir, आपको जो करना है आप करो.
So now what was that conclusion? I would love to know it. Was it a successful deal? Yes.
Yeah, it was
Accepted
successful.
by
It
him?
was.
We are doing that project already.
So then-
and now I also convinced her there are certain things which requires rectangular.
Right.
We need rectangular classrooms. You can have different composition, but do it in rectangle.
Right.
And I didn't say whatever you have done was not right, but you should try to improve.
So there were
also.
disagreements during
Yes.
that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, there were that time.
So at the end
Yes,
of the
she
day.
felt very bad. कि पापा ने मेरा सब change कर दिया design concept. This is not to see. Either you sell it,
Right.
or you convince it, or if you are not convinced, you have to do as per his requirement. See, ultimately, the time when your client is happy, when your contractor is happy,
Right.
and you are happy, the project is a successful project. If any one of the three is unhappy, the project is not successful.
Absolutely. That's a great learning which we got today from Sir. So Priyanka, how easy is for you to succeed in your career path wherein Sir have put in so much of hard work and built an empire?
So I won't say it is easy. It is in fact more tougher for me because there is a great responsibility I am carrying with me.
Sure.
So there are some expectations people expect ki if he has made it, it should be like this.
Okay, the daughter of Mr.
Yeah.
Virendra Khare. Okay, Priyanka is here. So I'm sure the expectations
Would
level
be, yeah,
is...
level is
yeah.
that kind.
Right.
But still, he has given me a lot of freedom for designing. He always tells me ki I can only do till here. It's like a relay race,
Right.
I will just bring that thing and I will give it to you. And from here, you have to carry it forward.
Right.
So this is my limitations for you. And then you have to take it how you
In
want to
all
be.
your professional decisions, you come up to Sir and you discuss that, Papa, how can I take it forward, or how?
Yeah, I do discuss. Initial discussions are with mutual agreements. And then there are it should be like
There
this
are
and
disagreements,
there
but
are.
we ourselves settle it, because then I try to behave in a practical way that this is how the things are to be done.
Right.
And you agree to it, because being adamant in any business or profession,
Absolutely.
it's not advisable. What we have achieved in our professional practice till now is an apartment scheme designed by architect Virendra Khare, an apartment scheme designed by XYZ.
Right.
My projects commands, if that area is 6,000 rupees a square feet, selling rate, my projects gets 8,000 rupees a square feet.
Wonderful.
The reason being, I do not compromise on quality. Any buyer who sees that there is Mr. Virendra Khare is the architect for this project, they happily come. Mr. Nitin Gadkari also came in the same way. He came, he saw my project, he said, yes,
That's
this is,
the face value, the name
Yeah.
value.
Yes.
and
The
this
kind
has
of-
to, this is to be created.
That's
You have to understand quality. You have
Absolutely.
to understand what quality marble you should use.
right.
Then you should also understand. See, आजकल बहुत से architects के साथ problem ये है, they are very good architects,
Right.
but they are least
Quality.
concerned about, नहीं, they are least concerned about the cost of the project. There is so much of overrun in the project cost. But now see, if you are making a hospital, you have a fixed budget for 50 crore for this hospital. And if you design a specification which makes it to 70 crores, your professional competence is zero.
Absolutely.
See, what we do is कि हमें किसी ने बता दिया कि ये इतने में दूल्हे को सजा के तैयार करना है, हम उससे बजट मांग लेते हैं, and then we start saying, if you change this specification, this is the rate. If you change this specification, these are the rates. So that is the thing which is ready with us in print. And we always try to stick to whatever we say. Our project costs are never overrun. Never overrun.
So keeping the cost intact
Yes.
as well as the
and
quality.
maintained.
Wonderful.
Cost, quality, and time schedule. These are the three things in any project which has a lot of importance.
That's why VK Associates is just in flying colors always. So now we come to a very interesting session. It is little away from the professional life. It's going to be more on a personal note. First, I'll start with Sir. It's going to be a rapid fire. You can even give me an answer in one word, or if you would like to explain us in detail, you're free to do so. Mountains or beaches?
I love mountains.
Netflix or cinema?
Netflix.
What was that thing which you loved doing during the lockdown?
I have seen a lot of OTT programs in lockdown. The reason being, seeing same movie again and again is no value. And see, there is always an opportunity in everything. Because of the lockdown, OTT platforms gain popularity like anything.
Right.
I could see so many. I could see the I don't remember right the now name, but Netflix में इतने programs देखे हैं कि I still love. And whenever I get time now, right now I am into Tandav.
And it have so much of good content rather than a masala filmy
Nahi, हाँ.
cinema. Absolutely,
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
a lot of good content.
And
that's
the thing is that, see, most of the film industries, it is being run by a group of people.
right.
I don't want to name anybody, but there are group of people. ये एक्टर को मत लो, इसको लो, इसको कास्ट मत करो,
Yeah, again,
उसको
the
करो.
nepotism and all comes in.
That is all.
Which is the current-
That's a,
yeah,
that's a popular topic nowadays
Popular
on TV and everybody
topic.
knows about it.
Absolutely.
But in OTT platform, you will not. Anushka Sharma made such a beautiful that. कौन सा बना है? Anushka Sharma के singer.
Okay, that the series which
हाँ,
came,
she made.
that Bengali girl one, or maybe
No, that was in Bihar. I
Okay.
don't remember the name, but that was a fantastic. I saw the entire serial. So these are the things which are there. The new
talent
promoters are coming.
also, even.
Maybe sometimes I will see all these people. They are coming up with a movie.
and they're casting new talent,
New
which
talent,
is so. And
yeah.
in Indian cinema, we don't get to see that often
Yes.
because they always prefer taking, the Khans and the people
Yes,
who
yes.
are already
वो
successful.
standard था.
So OTT cinemas are casting more of good talent and new
Yes,
fresh
yes,
faces.
yes.
So that's what Sir loved doing it. So Sir, you prefer dressing up in formals or casuals?
99% time in my office, I have fixed up my dress pattern because I don't want to be busy in selecting. आज ये पहनना है, ये वो पहनना
Okay.
है. My black pant and blue shirt. That is
All
it.
right,
The
that's
blue
your
shirts
signature
can be
style.
different with lines, with
Right.
checks and this and black pant. That is the there. Everybody actually in my office also, we had a culture of this. We made it uniform. All of my 80 architects used to come in the uniform. But later on, everybody started, sir, it is too monotonous now. We don't want to do this. The only thing which I have barred in my office is no one should come in jeans and t-shirt.
Jeans
That's
and
all. Bas.
So all formals.
That's all.
Social or anti-social?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Social, of course. Which country would you like to visit next? UK, Australia, or you would like to explore India more?
See, the time when I have been to Switzerland about 3 years back, I loved that country so much. Switzerland, Austria, and that Black Forest area of Germany.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful place, and I would love. Actually, मैं और मेरी wife दोनों गए थे. We stayed in Ringenberg in Interlaken. We in a small hotel of 20 rooms.
Lincoln is so pretty.
Ringenberg. We just inquired that. See, just these senior gentlemen, they are into this business and they are enjoying their life. तो मैं वाइफ को बोला, अपनी दोनों बेटियों की शादियां हो गई है,
Right.
कल होटल खरीद लिए तो यही शिफ्ट हो जाते, यहाँ 1000 रुपए प्लेट में समोसा बिकता है.
All
Why
right.
not to stay here?
Why not to stay
Yeah.
here? Okay, now the rapid fire for you, Priyanka.
Yeah.
Mountains or beaches?
Beaches,
Netflix or cinema?
cinema.
What is that thing you love doing during the lockdown?
I spent a lot of time with my son and my pet. That's what I was doing the whole lockdown.
Yeah. You prefer formal or casuals?
Casuals.
Are you a social or anti-social person?
Somewhere in between, I guess.
Yeah. Which country would you like to visit next?
I would like to visit Australia.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to both of you for being with us in the chat trap.
Thank you.
Well, to proceed further, now I would like to invite Mr. Ramesh Bhandari, Director, A-Class Marble. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you will love this chat trap. On behalf of the entire team, me Mehak Dhawan signing off.